Hi.
Hola, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Hi, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. This
I
year
guess
is going
it's a
by
pretty
really,
happy
really
Tuesday.
fast.
I don't know.
It's almost
I'm
the
not,
end of the
not
year.
happy with silver. Okay.
I'm not happy with silver either.
Right.
So, yeah, you took me down.
I did.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good, and wasn't having any issues for weeks, and then hey, silver looks really high here at 52.5. Thank you.
Did.
Now, you know where it is now?
Thank you very much.
He's 61.
Yeah.
60 and change.
60, yeah, maybe 61 and change.
61 and change.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not.
Not happy.
Yeah, you took me down. I got everything else covered today. NASDAQ's a little strong, but other than that. Anyway, so.
Tell us what you had for breakfast today here in the office.
Oof. Oof.
No, you don't know what I had for breakfast.
Oh, that wasn't even breakfast?
One or two.
What?
How many breakfasts today? One or two?
Well, I eat breakfast early. So
Oh, you do.
4? 5 o'clock?
No, like 5 something. 5:30.
5 something.
5:30ish.
Did you get Wordle overnight?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It wasn't
I'm going to start doing it.
It wasn't easy, but I had
But do you do it in the app so that you can share with friends or no?
I used to share with friends, but my friends don't share anymore.
Oh.
So I used to share with my daughter.
I wonder why.
I used to share with my daughter, Josh and Butchie, and then Josh.
But does it just black it out? Like, it doesn't show what it is, obviously. It just shows when you got
it just
That just shows how many
how
you got
many
in.
you got.
So
Right,
now
right,
the only time
That's what we
people
do.
share with me now is if they get it in one.
Well,
Nice.
I did it once. Who's ever gotten it one besides me?
Well, that's why they don't share often.
Well, I've never done it. It's like getting a hole in one golf.
Right.
Yeah, I had to mix up my word because it already came. So now I got a new word to start with. It hasn't come yet.
I've been playing it for at least 3 or 4 years, and I've never had.
I gotta tell you, it went green, 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 green.
I've never had it one. I have a couple of twos, but now I have a new system.
Oh, let's hear
Do you
it.
want me to tell you the system? I won't
Yes.
tell you. I won't tell you the words I use.
Got it.
But I use one word, and then the second word, and the third word,
Me too.
and I
then
cover
you go,
everything.
And then you usually get it on the fourth one.
I cover all. I cover all.
Right. That's why
vowels.
I do the same thing, and that usually gets you 4. On occasion, if you nail 1 and 2, you can
get
get
5.
it in 3. But sometimes you get 5.
And sometimes you get 5.
Right.
And
I do the same thing. I have 3
I haven't
words.
missed one now in like
Oh, please. Here it comes.
this year. I missed one, and I was
You're
really
lying.
bad.
I missed one.
I missed
last
one all
week.
year.
I missed one last week because it was a word. I didn't have the first letter. I had the 4, and then it could have been a bunch of things.
It's
Like
the other game that I can't play.
connection.
Connection. I
Why?
think it's really hard.
I did not do well today.
You did connection?
Yeah, today was not good. And I was pissed too because.
Well, here's my problem
What
with
is
connection.
connection? Can you
So
tell
here's
me?
my connection.
Yeah.
It's great. So you have it's
You have to just. You have
it's
to
16.
Yeah.
16 words, and you have to find 4 that are connected. So it could be like, let's say one could be like roses, tulips, so flowers.
Got it.
They don't make it easy
But
like
they don't
that.
make it easy.
Right.
So then it'll be, one might be words that begin with some,
Is this New York Times as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't tell you it's words
I'll
that
look it
begin
up.
with whatever.
Yeah, they don't tell you. You just have to try to figure it out. And then they tell you, all they'll tell you is if you're 1 away. So if you have 3 out of 4, they say you're out by 1. But if you only have 2 out of 4 or 1 out of 4, none, they go, yeah, good luck.
So the first time
You
I
get 4
played
guesses.
connection,
You get 4 guesses?
yeah, the first time I played connection, I got it 4 out of 4,
Good.
and I'm like, oh my
Easy-
god, this
easy
is
peasy.
so easy. And then after that, it's been painful.
And it's funny because there's days where I can get 1 and that's all I get. And then there's days where I just nail them. So sometimes your eye just goes to it and you
Yeah.
go, okay. Like there was one the other day, I think it was like streets of some city. I don't know. It's like, and you
It's
go,
hard.
okay, the city. Oh, LA. It's like
Wait, so it
streets
does
in LA.
tell you or doesn't?
No.
You
But
figure it
like
out.
Rodeo and
yeah, got it.
Mulholland, and you're going, okay,
Right,
those
you're
are
like,
LA,
those are streets.
and you're
Got
like,
it.
let's get to
Yeah,
it.
but there's always one you never heard of, so
Right.
you can't figure it out. It's not that easy, and they always trick you.
All right,
Well, that's cool.
Play it, report
Do we
it.
think it's AI
Do I think it's AI?
created?
No.
Like with the help of AI
Wordle,
technology?
No, Wordle was a developer that did it for his girlfriend.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he sold
Wordle
it for
is great.
$7 million. I'm
Is that what he sold it for?
yeah. I'm sorry we didn't buy it. I don't. It was never on the market, but it's a good buy by the New York Times because
Because
they,
many people has play that.
I agree.
well, they run a lot of ads before.
Yeah. Yeah.
They run 2 ads, and he sold it for $7 million. He probably
for him.
he's a developer. I think he made it up in like half hour.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, we made our own version of Wordle over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can do it where you
Why
can
don't you share with me?
Well, they now have it where you can create your own. I think you can do like
Oh, they have 100 different versions.
yeah, but you can, right? You can create your own.
Yeah. Yeah, we built our own. Also, we did a
Trading
live,
window?
trading. We did a live show around the country, and one year the giveaway was a Wordle game. Yeah, it was fun.
That's cute.
It's cute. It's
Alright.
cute. But anyway, I used to text. I used to send it to a bunch of my friends, and then they'd send it back. So like at 4 or 5 in the morning, we'd be going back and forth, and then that lasted for about a year, and then we kind of all dropped it.
Chatty group.
So now
Unless Josh gets into it and then he sends it to you.
one or two.
And then he sends it.
Wait, so what was breakfast?
Hey, yeah, what was breakfast?
Oh, you're not
Oh,
gonna.
no, don't. I don't want to throw up.
See,
No.
I forgot I was going away this weekend, so I'm trying to get rid of some food. That's why I had brought in the Korean food,
Okay, so please explain how
tuna
you're-
fish and cottage cheese.
No, you did not.
Not together.
Oh my
Separate.
God.
They
Separate.
weren't
And
touching.
please tell me you
They
didn't warm
weren't
up.
touching.
Please tell me you didn't warm up the tuna. There's nothing more disgusting than hot
Wait.
tuna.
Cooked?
First of all, why would I ever?
Sashimi?
I never.
No, he's talking about tuna fish. Like
Tuna fish,
in
yeah.
a can.
I
like,
don't-
with mayonnaise.
I don't-
A can. Oh.
I don't ever heat up tuna. I don't even like a tuna melt.
With
I
a
do
sauce
so long as the
of any
tuna,
kind?
so long as the tuna's cold.
Now, do you remember the band Hot Tuna?
No.
Yes, but I couldn't tell you anything about them.
Hot Tuna was like they were a really big band in the 70s and early 70s, mid 70s. They started in the 60s, and they played for like 30, 40 years. I forgot.
How come I never heard of them?
Hot Tuna?
Yeah.
They were one of those bands that played for like 3 or 4 hours, and they had this
Wow.
really good guitarist.
Jam band before jam band.
What was his name? Yono Kokorian, something like that, and a couple other guys. They were like kind of Deadish before the Dead
okay.
was big-ish. They were kind of the Deadish.
Got it.
Yeah, they're really good
So
bands.
what about? Oh, because the tuna. Yeah. Okay, so that was your
So you just
breakfast.
ate like I don't know why I'm asking.
I
Just
know.
mayonnaise. That's it.
So I forgot. I got to tell one story about Hot Tuna because this goes back to my college days. So when I was a freshman in college, they had enough money, the school, to have an event, and they let the students vote
Vote to see what it was.
to see what it was. The choice was we can sponsor a ballroom dancing team to go into some competition somewhere,
You did not vote for that one.
or you could have Hot Tuna.
You voted for that one.
Yes,
And which one won?
Hot Tuna won.
Good.
Yeah.
So in Miami, Ohio, Bruce Springsteen used to play religiously. It was great venue, like
Oh,
6,000.
How come?
He just loved it.
Oh.
And then somebody complained saying, why does this guy always come? And then they stopped.
Stupid.
Right? I mean, back in the day, back in the mid 80s,
That's
early 80s, he was great.
Very cool.
Great. I saw him, last summer at Wrigley.
That's
and
tough.
Not great.
Yeah.
It was
No?
no. And Lila looked at me. She's like, Dad, please tell me that his voice was better when you liked him in the 80s. I'm
Aw.
like, yeah, but in fairness, it was right before he had to start canceling shows because his voice
Oh.
went up. I mean, a legend, but sometimes the legends.
One of my favorite things about Springsteen
Oh,
is
hang
I
up.
think that's the name of the
the
band
drummer,
member you're thinking. Jorma?
drummer,
Jorma
Kokkonen?
Kokorian. Yeah.
Kokkonen.
Yeah. Yep,
Kokkonen.
exactly. And
The hit is Of Dreams. I
well, they had a lot of songs, but
would
yeah.
have to play it because I have no idea otherwise. But maybe I know them.
Yeah, they were very
Maybe I
Deadish.
know the music.
But my favorite Springsteen thing, I think, is his interview with Stern. Did you ever hear his long form interview with Stern? It's like 2 hours long. It's great.
It's a long interview.
Long
a
interview.
long
It's
interview.
great.
I
it was
bet
great.
that is great.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, so we have a great show.
Always.
We always. We're
Is there
gonna
ever a
have,
show when you're going to say we don't have a great show?
Right.
You know, I'm going to
That's why I
say,
said
you know what?
Always.
We have an okay show today. Just kidding. I don't know. We might.
We're continuing down the AI theme today.
That's right.
We're doing it this whole week. Today, actually, today and tomorrow, all down the AI theme.
And yeah, it's all going to be AI. We took a poll yesterday and during the show, and the question was, AI will evolve to be a net good, net evil, or net zero, and we got 43% saying net good.
40,
that's pretty
40,
okay.
42% said net good.
43% said
43?
net good.
And 57 said not.
And the rest said not evil, net evil, 30%, and net zero, 28%.
Okay.
I said good. I answered that.
I said good too. Yeah.
I answered that, Paul. I said good. Actually, I actually had some fun last night when the chat had some fun with the, with the
Mr.
show.
Tom Sosnoff joined with his alias, Tom Sosnoff.
No. Ever since I read that Whole Foods thing years ago where the CEO went into like the Yelp reviews, about and started writing about how great Whole Foods was, and then they busted him, I would never ever do that.
Did he own up to it?
Not a good idea.
He got totally busted.
But did he own up to it?
Well, I'm
Well-
sure he had
Well, no,
to.
because you
he
could
had
say,
to.
well, it wasn't me. It was somebody got my computer.
Oh, no. They had him dead to rights.
Okay.
Because he didn't do it like once or twice. He did like 400 of them.
Oh my,
Did he keep his job?
Yeah, he's still there.
wow.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still there. I mean, when Amazon bought Whole Foods,
It's got to be 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, no,
15
no.
years ago?
No.
25 years ago.
No, it's not 25 years ago.
No, it isn't.
Amazon bought Whole
No.
Foods.
No
Let me
way.
think.
No,
So
maybe
Whole
10
Foods,
10 to 15 years
10
ago.
to 15.
Whole Foods went into the
Do we know
S&P.
production room?
Whole Foods went into the S&P 500 in, I want to say, 1999. And the only reason I remember that is because
But not because of
It was
Amazon.
it was at an all-time high. So I think it went in about 1999. I would say that Amazon did the takeover probably because then the stock got killed after that. It was an all-time high. The stock got killed after they went into the S&P 500. I'm going to say it was probably in the early 2000s.
I'm going to say 2010.
Maybe
Right
20.
around
Yeah, okay, that's
I'm
possible.
going to say 20.
there. We'll get back.
12.
If
By
you
the
guys-
way, I
if
was
you
in
guys
Whole
can tell
Foods.
us when did
I never go to
Amazon
Whole
buy
Foods.
Yeah.
I never go to Whole
like it.
Foods. And I went to
Right.
Whole Foods like 2 weeks ago just to get something. And
You hated it.
I really did
Horrible
hate it.
experience.
Horrible experience.
Okay, do tell. What's a horrible experience at Whole Foods?
They don't have anything that I'm like used to
It's-
shopping for.
It's because you don't know it. but
So you're
it just means
frustrated
horrible.
because you want like a certain type or brand and they don't have it.
Right.
Got it. But you know that going there.
I know that.
Okay.
I made a
That's a you-
strategical mistake.
Okay, that's a you problem.
You went for what?
Like-
So-
To get what?
Because like if you want Jay's potato chips, you
No,
can't
no,
go
no,
there.
I
If you
get
want
it. But what
Fritos,
did
you
you
can't
go
go there.
for specifically that day?
Like a ketchup, and then you had the wrong one.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
remember.
It's a ketchup, something, and he wanted the
I
hot
don't remember.
spicy,
I don't remember.
and
Anyhow.
they didn't have it. All right.
We're going to move on.
Okay.
Some housekeeping. Remember, you can call Scott and Tom and ask them anything. Starting 12:15, we're going to have the live call-in show Monday through Thursday at 9. You can call from 9 to 10 a.m. Central. And the number is 312-448-7032.
And remember, before you switch, just remember this is brand new, starting this Monday, but we're doing this because we want call-ins during the show because we think it's really important, and we're gonna change the format a little bit based on all the feedback we've got, and also because within the next couple of weeks we're going to be introducing our software into the show, so we think it's important to have the call-in show. We're also playing the show at 6 p.m. at night. So it's
That's
9
right.
a.m. in the morning, live streaming with call-ins, and then 6 p.m. at night we're replaying it. So if you can't make the 9 a.m., don't worry about it. Watch it at 6. And you can always, on demand, it's always there.
Or send us an email and we will answer it live on the show. Right?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Well, it depends how many
Well, you
people
can't
are in
say
the queue.
we're not getting
Yeah.
everyone, but we will answer some
Plus,
of them.
people-
We will, it's a good question.
I mean, nothing's
We'll
off
answer it.
limits, but some people
That's
are
right.
crazy, whatever.
Oh, okay, let's not go down that road. We're going to start with mailbag. So, there it is. I'm looking through the mailbag. So many jobs on LinkedIn and similar websites are ghost postings. Will the new software address the issue of job liquidity?
Okay, let's talk about ghost postings for a second so people understand. So a lot of companies will post jobs even though they don't have a job, they don't really have a job offer, but they will post a job offer. A, to see what level of interest there is. B, to gather data.
Right?
And C, to build up kind of a book of resumes and people that they can reach out to later on. They kind of want to know what the market is for that job. And so, or just how much interest there is in that job. So there are tons of ghost posting. It's one of the.
It's pretty crappy.
It's a totally bullshit thing,
Yeah.
and it's complete garbage.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things that LinkedIn's turned into, unfortunately. So.
What's interesting for me,
And Indeed as well.
I don't know if you're on LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn a lot,
Yes.
but just people following me. I don't really follow a lot of people. And like 4, 5, 6 years ago, I actually got some good connects through LinkedIn. And over the last, I'd say probably 2 years, everything's a sales pitch.
Oh no, I've had some really good connections on LinkedIn.
Recently?
Like, yeah. Some people I haven't heard from. for
Oh,
a
wait a
while.
minute. Somebody finding you, like somebody looking for you.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just saying somebody that you don't know that, like, I've had people.
Oh no, yeah, you're
It's
right.
just
Right?
basically solicitation.
But
Correct. I know, but a couple years ago, I actually met some people we wound up doing some business with.
oh,
Yeah, no. It was good. Like, here, I've got this idea, and it worked.
But this asks, will the new software, that's the new Lossdog software, address the issue of job liquidity? Now, you don't hear the term job liquidity too much, but this is one of the downsides of ghost posting. We are not specifically focusing on jobs at all, and we're not focusing on job listings. Lossdog is not a site that's designed to help you go out and get a specific job. We build technology to help you quantify what you're worth, so that when you go to get the job that you want, you kind of know what that job pays, what it's worth, and what you're worth with respect to that job. It's all about you, not the job.
And we're reading right now that there's estimates that it's 18 to 22% of listings are ghost. That's a lot.
That's
one
a
in five.
lot.
I mean,
1 in 5?
1 in 5.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
It's
It's a
too
lot.
much.
Yep, it's a lot.
In your opinion, people that end up being entrepreneurs, what common characteristics do they have?
Well, I'll go first on this one. Assuming you have the idea, so we'll just get through the fact that you have an idea, you're willing, and you have the ability, the means to go do this. Super hard worker. I mean, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, there's nothing that is off limits. You've got to do everything from whatever the business is, from A to Z. You've got to be willing to do that as you're building the business. I think discipline is another one. Focus, discipline, those would be critical. And you also have to have, for sure, a certain tolerance for risk, because you can't go do this giving up, what we say is, as a trader, you eat what you kill. Giving up a salary to go start a business requires a fair amount of risk tolerance.
I think those are actually really good answers, which I'm kind of surprised Scott had those. That's
Happy Tuesday.
That's very rare.
And I've been doing
Okay.
this for 38 years. All right.
Because a lot of people don't realize that when you're, and we've experienced this probably more than anybody, because a lot of times we hire people that don't come from the entrepreneurial world. They have a really hard time adapting to an entrepreneurial workplace.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons we always used to hire lots of floor traders when we built Thinkorswim and then built Tasty was floor traders always worked for themselves, so they didn't know what it was like. That's the only life they knew, is eat what you kill. So that worked good in our world. But I think Scott said it right. Most importantly, you have to be willing to do everything, which means if you have to work till midnight. When we first started, first started building Thinkorswim, I once didn't go home for 3 days. You just stayed in the office and we slept there with a bunch of developers. You have to be willing to do anything, from take out the garbage, pick up lunch, to do whatever it needs to. And if you're not willing to do that, it's not going to work. The other thing is you have to make really quick decisions, and you can't overthink those decisions. Meaning there's going to be a lot of times when you have to make a split-second decision on which direction we're going to go, because you can't waffle on anything, you can't go back and forth. And if you're not comfortable making split-second decisions and just going with what you decide, it's not going to work. So work really hard and make incredibly fast decisions. And I mean, those are kind of, for me, those are the two most common characteristics: hardworking and quick decisions.
Very good. Next up, when Tom says the quant firms look at age, does he mean they don't want them too young or too old? Please explain.
Okay, so when I said this, I'm surprised somebody picked that out of what we said. But somebody asked a question about going to work for a prop firm, a HFT firm, a quant firm, whatever you want to call
I think it
it.
was in New Jersey.
And they called it into the show and they asked that question. And what I said is that quant firms tend to have really strange requirements. Like a bunch of our friends that run a high frequency firm, they don't even want people that have financial or trading experience because they don't want you to come in with some, they want your mind to basically be open to anything. They don't want you to have all these ideas, all the market's going to go down. They don't want you to take legs. They don't want you to take a certain amount of market risk. But when quant firms really want, I feel like, is they want young people that they can mold into what they young, crazy smart people that they can mold into what they want. Now, they're never going to say that because you can't say somebody's too old or whatever it is.
Oh, it's impressive that you knew that.
I kind of know that, yeah. But
Yeah,
most
okay.
of the quant / high frequency firms look for young people with STEM backgrounds, mostly math backgrounds or statistical backgrounds, and they want people that are very open-minded with thinking about finance differently, and they want to mold them. And so when I mentioned that, I said they look at age because it is just like the trading world, and we all started when we were in our early 20s. It's kind of a game that was skewed to younger people.
It is, and it's a tough business to get into, really well paid if you do get into it. I'm not going to name the firm, but one of the aggregators that we used, they rotate 10% of their staff every year. Bottom 10%, however you're rated, bottom 10%'s gone. Next, bring in new people.
Well,
That's a lot.
And some of these firms, I mean, they're just, I had a nephew that got a job at a quant firm. He was a developer, and he was all excited right out of school, and he said to me, he goes, "How good is this firm?" I go, "They're great." And he goes, "What are they like?" And I go, they're an amazing firm, but they're also ball busters. And 2 months later, he's like, "I couldn't stand it." He left. He's like, "I couldn't take it." They expect you to be at work at 7, leave at 9 o'clock at night. And
Yep.
I'm like, that's what it is. That's the game. Welcome to our world.
Yeah. The next one says, I'd like to see a segment where founders relate their origin stories. When the idea hit them, when they made the decision to take it from talk to reality, where they messed up, what they did to get over it, and what they do differently.
I mean, it's a very interesting direction that I think
Yeah.
we're going to go on Lossdog once we launch our software. We have a group of founders that are either maybe some of them are investors in Lossdog, some of them may be friends of ours for a long time. I mean, we're lucky to have been around this business for 4 decades. We have a few friends, not a lot. We have a few, and a lot of those we're going to do a lot of founder stories. Not like we used to do with bootstrapping, but more of a founder story thing. And we're going to try to get into a little bit of not so much of the origins of their stories, whatever the business they created, but more about them and their personalities and what drove them. And I think it's going to be super interesting because that's what I love.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
be good pieces.
Yeah,
sure.
Getting these people to talk about where and when they messed up, and you're going to hear some horror stories.
Yeah.
But in the end, every person we're talking to is like, if they're not a billionaire, they're close. So the horror stories worked out, but along the way, there is always this time when you're like, I don't know if we're going to make it.
Yeah. And lastly, based on yesterday's AI discussion, when will we see some of these AI features built directly into our trading platforms that will make all this AI speculation seem real? When?
I mean, that's up to the firms. So obviously, depending on what firm you're trading with, you could reach out and ask them. My guess is that all the big firms are thinking about how to do it. I will say, there's some concerns. We were talking about regulatory risk. there will be some concerns from a regulatory standpoint that is it a recommendation? Are you giving somebody a tool telling them what to do, et cetera, et cetera? If they are the firms, their legal departments will be very careful, especially the bigger firms that don't want to take a lot of risk. They're going to be very careful to say there's certain things you can and cannot allow the customers to have access to. Now, entirely possible that once a few firms, and my guess it'll be more of a startup firm that's going to come in, start really kick this off. Once they see it's working, hopefully the attorneys will say, we'll just have them sign something saying that they're agreeing to do it, and then we'll see it. My guess is 12 to 18 months, you're going to start to see this stuff.
I'm going to take a different approach here. I think you're already starting to see it. Not the stuff that we talked about yesterday, or we're going to talk about today or tomorrow. These are very high-level AI feature set that is going to be a little slow to incorporate. One, because not everybody understands it. Two, because it is new technology. But I also think that the firms are starting to do it already. The firms that are like app-based, like Webull and Publix and Robinhood, have already started to introduce some of this stuff. And some of the older firms that are kind of legacy firms like Schwab, E-Trade, Fidelity, I think they'll take a lot longer. And then there'll be that middle tier of boutique firms like Tasty and all those firms. They should be right behind some of the app firms. But there is, move aside the recommendation stuff, because I don't think any firm is ever going to take AI and have it make trade recommendations. I don't think that's what it's about. I think all the stuff that we talked about yesterday, monitoring outlier risk, helping you to come up with various strategies to adjust positions, like what should we do, what could we do, not should we, what could we use, just really accelerating the learning process. I don't think there's any reason to keep any of this stuff out of any of the trading platforms. And I think that the current administration and the current regulators are going to be very friendly in that regard.
Okay.
Cool. All right, we're going to do our little segment, real or not. This is a quick one, but I thought it was funny.
Okay.
A woman in Thailand wakes up in coffin moments before she was to be cremated.
This happens all the time.
Real or not?
It's going to absolutely
But this
be
happens all the time.
true, and I really hope that assuming she woke up, obviously they didn't cremate her. Okay, good.
It's
now, a
real.
lot of people, they are pronounced dead, and then I shouldn't say a lot, but
Yeah, I'm going to say a lot. Where?
well, it's probably more than we think, but they get pronounced dead, and then they go to they're
Where?
I don't know, I've heard the story before.
Okay, because you've heard one story before, it's a lot of people?
Huge number of people, hundreds, maybe millions.
Millions. So watch out. Maybe you should have it in your will.
Right.
If you think I'm dead, please don't cremate me.
Please make
Not
sure.
yet. Make
Yeah.
sure I'm still
I know
alive.
somebody that went
All right,
in
well-
somebody went in for a surgery, something on their leg, and came out with a vasectomy.
Hey, my
Right?
my
Like,
I mean, big
My
lawsuit,
parents
I
had it.
imagine.
my parents had a friend, they took off the wrong leg.
took off the wrong leg.
I mean, I've heard of that before.
So you write on it, say other leg,
Now
please.
they do.
Other leg, please.
Now they do. I mean, I had
Lord.
my tire
Did you have
changed.
the right one taken off too? So you,
I don't know. I had my
Well,
tire
if it has to
changed.
be, then probably.
I had my tire changed this morning because I had a
Did they change the wrong one?
Ashland?
Don't tell me they changed the wrong one.
no because I had a nail in
Yeah.
my tire.
Yeah.
But so the guy goes, yeah, which tire is it? I go, this one. I gave him the wrong tire. It was on the other side.
Oh,
He goes,
God.
are you sure? I go, no, it's on the other side. Sorry, I gave you the wrong tire.
Well, they can tell right away because they throw
Yeah,
it in
they
the water
can
if
tell.
it's not bubbling. Then they go,
Luckily.
right?
Unlike you. In Alabama, the CDC started tracking people who test negative for measles.
Please tell me.
In
this.
Alabama? It's
Please,
possible.
It's possible. Please tell me.
Because it's easier instead of tracking the people who
Why would you
actually
wanna-
contracted
but
measles.
why would-
Because
why-
most people now just have measles. Because it's normal, because we're living in that world.
Did I have
Where it's
measles? I don't
back.
know. I think I did. I had chicken pox.
I had chicken pox
Measles.
and either measles or mumps, but I had those two when I was under 2 months old.
Oh my, really?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, please.
I had
please-
chicken pox for sure. I don't think I had measles.
I had measles or mumps, but I definitely had chicken pox. Please tell me no.
No.
Please no.
Thank you.
It's not. But I
Praise
wouldn't be
be.
surprised, actually. Malaysian man is in a supposed work trip and gets caught with lover during Thailand flood rescue.
I really hope so.
Well, first of all, I mean,
I hope
this
so.
probably happens a million times.
All the time?
All the time.
But
Malaysian
the
man
funny
get
thing is
co-
they go, to rescue. They call all these, because the woman knew where the husband was.
Do you
because
know
he
how
was on
many
a supposed
Malaysian
work
men are
trip.
caught in Thailand with somebody
And
else?
there's
A
this
lot.
huge flood in Thailand, so she calls desperately for people to go rescue him. They find him with his lover. Like, please don't do that.
I'm saying yes or no.
Happens every day.
Can we please not do that?
100%.
Every
yes.
day.
It is real.
Of course.
It's painful.
Okay.
But anyway. All right, moving on to our three-part series
But second
talking
part,
about AI and trading, and this is part 2.
This is part 2, of a 3-part series. We'll finish it up tomorrow.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about AI and trading, as we have been, and liquidity sensing. Forecasts of liquidity inform order pacing and position sizing. Take risk when depth is there. Ease off when it isn't.
I mean, this is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that we've been preaching for forever, the last 25 years, to every person that I think we've ever talked to on the retail side of the business is one of the most important things. If it's not one, it's two, is liquidity of an underlying, and
the importance of it.
the importance of liquidity. If
Yep.
it's not liquid, don't trade it.
Yep.
If it's not liquid, don't buy it, don't sell it. You're not trading real estate, which is completely liquid. So focus on liquidity. Now, we built things like liquidity meters. We have taught people, look at the width of the bid-ask spread, look at the width of the option markets, look at open interest, look at volume, look at all this different stuff to form whether or not something is liquid. I mean, like I said, and going as far as to build a liquidity ranking for every stock that's out there, 1, 2, 3, 4 stars. And I think most firms have adapted something like that now. But using AI and the potential for AI to do such a better job and keep it real time.
Yep.
The problem for us is it was always more static. Keeping it real time, like something might be super liquid. This today, a little less liquid, or stocks get crazy liquid around earnings times, things like that. So, yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer for the use of AI and the use of and pushing this out right now. This
Yeah.
only benefits everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, doesn't benefit the market makers, but yes.
Well, the more you trade, the more it benefits market makers.
Yes.
Next is fraud and anomaly detection. Outlier detection guards against manipulation and operational surprises, protecting P&L so more risk can be allocated to the true edge.
Again, we're right back to to masters of the obvious here, but outlier detection guards against manipulation. One of the things that has always driven us crazy about running a business where there's a lot of people that think that there's, they can hack you or take advantage of you is we're always challenged by oversight. And we're always challenged by watching everything that's going on. And I can't imagine that better technology, faster technology, more complete technology is not going to help that process dramatically.
The problem is going to be, talking about an anomaly. How do you know if it's an outlier? I mean, you could have something that moves outside of a normal distribution, so it has a ginormous move. But is that an outlier, or did something happen that then is going to continue to go?
I don't think they're talking about an anomaly of an underlying move. I think what they're talking about is, somebody. Think about it like a casino, and you're a card counter. You're watching, you're following somebody, and they're betting $25 a hand, and then all of a sudden they go up to $500 or $1,000, on the last two hands, and they continue that pace. That's something that's very difficult for the naked eye. We also, a casino has a bunch of people at a table with a bunch of eyes in the sky looking at it. It's pretty easy it's easier to detect. In our world, there's millions of people trading, putting in hundreds of millions of orders. It's very difficult to track that. And I think that is something that AI could be really helpful for. And the less fraud and the less theft, the lower the fees are.
That's a win-win for everybody, except for the criminals. But yes.
All right. Speed to opportunity. Pipelines compress research, which makes you, I guess, make a decision quickly. Execution into milliseconds, ensuring you actually capture the edge you discover.
Yeah, it's amazing. And this is just technology just keeps getting better and execution time keeps coming down. You know, when we started, well, you started before I did, but, you know, in the 80s, you know, you were on the floor, how long it took for a runner to get an order out. I mean, think about it. You could take you an hour to get a fill back on a trade. Now,
Yeah.
you know, it's 200 milliseconds.
Yep.
So anything that can be done here to help to compress that is, again, ginormous win.
Technology is the great equalizer.
Yep.
And as one of our friends told us, we were playing a round of golf last summer. They said, every year, as you get older, you lose a little distance because you're not as strong as you were. You know, I hit the ball a lot further when I was 30 years old as opposed to when I'm 60. That said, the technology every year gets better by about a yard on all the new equipment. So like your driver from 15 years ago now goes 15 yards more, maybe even more than that. The balls are better, everything's better. So technology is the same thing here. It's speed to opportunity. In the world that we live in, you know, now, anything that makes the technology better, that pushes technology to a completely different level, it has to help you. People that are anti-AI and people that are anti like technology for whatever reason, they're like old school purists, or I don't even know what they are. I hate the term purist, but I couldn't think of something better. The challenge with that, and baseball is another example of where the word purist comes from. Baseball purists didn't want
anything.
Replay. They didn't want a speed, you know, a clock to time how much time you have between pitches. I mean, they didn't want you to be able to overturn anything. And now we're going to have electronic balls and strikes starting, a version of it starting next year. You can't slow up the advantages that technology bring. And so all that purism argument, throw it out the window. Everything related to better technology, execution in milliseconds, everything with respect to the way you trade, what you trade or invest in, it's so much better.
I will give, and you know, a caveat to that. To me, the surveillance technology, that I'm not a big fan of, and that's just everywhere now. So, and that's an advancement in technology that has allowed for people, you know, to be tracked. So that one is, I'm not a fan of it, but from a trading perspective, I think it's great.
I'm going to have that argument with you at a different time because I'm one of those people that fully believe
That
you
what?
should be chipped.
Me or all of us?
All of us.
Okay. Chip for
First of all, says someone who won't even let me look at his text messages.
why?
You should be chipped.
I'm trying to help
Okay,
him with
why?
the phone technology, and
Everybody
he's
should be
so-
chipped.
Why?
Because it just, if we chip everybody, then
Then there's no privacy. There's nothing to.
well, there's still privacy.
Your
but
dad
How is there privacy?
would never agree with that, ever,
My dad,
ever.
of course, but the technology did exist then.
But just because the technology exists doesn't mean that
Right, that he
it's
would be okay with the concept.
correct. Or that-
Crime basically goes out the window.
Okay.
There's so
that-
much stuff that
so
would
you
just
not
end.
just a military state where everybody knows
Right.
where you
It's
are.
not a military
Where
state.
you're locked down
It's
and go,
not a
listen, Mr. Sosnoff, if you're late, you need to get home.
It's not a military state at all.
Okay.
Hey, where's mom? Oh, here she is.
You know what? You
Oh,
can do that by looking at
God.
the phone, and I can say,
Not
"Fuck."
necessarily.
Would you
Yes,
want
you-
us to find you?
What?
Would you want us to find you
It's
via
just,
chip?
it makes everything easier. Like, you know, you're sick, whatever, everything's boom.
You
It's like your car.
lie.
You chip your
Yeah,
dog,
for
you chip
other
your
people,
car.
but not for you.
You chip your dog, you chip
my
your
dog.
car, you chip your kids if you could, so you know where they are.
Yeah, but you just fine. You could just say follow a person on their phone.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. What if they don't have a phone? I'm
Who
just
doesn't
saying.
have a phone?
I don't know. If you're
Okay.
going to go kill somebody, you're going to leave your phone here so you don't click off all the
yeah.
All right,
cell phone
we'll
towers.
save this
we
for another
need to,
time.
yes,
Go ahead.
we need
Yes.
to continue with the conversation about AI and trading,
Okay.
not
It's one of my favorite
people.
topics, though.
We'll
Chipping.
get back to
Chipping.
that.
Chipping. And
Chipping
not
people.
chipping and putting, but chipping.
Just chipping people.
Chipping
Chip when they're
people.
born. They won't know.
Right. It's just, whatever.
When they're born.
Have the Moyle
Great.
do it.
Oh
Just
my
have
God,
the
so
Moyle.
not even consent, nothing.
Take a little
Just
foreskin
have-
off and put a little chip in.
Just
You're good to
put
go.
the chip
Just
in.
have the Moyle do it.
There we go.
You're done. Boom, boom, 2 for 1.
Boom,
Special.
boom, done. What about, okay, never mind.
I didn't think about that. The whole Moyle thing's kind of getting old. We just upgrade the whole.
How is it getting old?
I mean, it's getting old. You don't need a
Yes.
Moyle.
You can't ask the question. Okay, go.
Yeah, right. Okay. You should take this one. Take it.
Digitization,
Yes.
digitization, which I love saying, and tokenization, opportunities for intelligent risk-taking and fractional asset access. Own slivers of high-value assets to test ideas without overcommitting capital. This is the classic and the future of trade small, trade often. And this is something that here at Lossdog, this is what we have this vision of the future. And when we think about what we're building for the next generation here at Lossdog, and what you're going to hear about, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, is exactly, this is what I see the future as.
This is the future.
It's not going to be you have to own 30 different cryptocurrencies, or you have to have this or that. It's going to be, everything's going to be digitized, including Scott. You might get a pass, but we're going to digitize you, and then we're going to tokenize you, okay? And we're going to do that to everything. And therefore, everything becomes, it's a true free market at that point. But really, like if you want to buy a sliver of this business, or a sliver of that house, or a sliver of whatever somebody wants to tokenize, I'm all for that. Or a sliver of your future, whatever it is.
I would be too.
I want
Yeah.
people to be able to invest in whatever they want to invest in. There's only 3,700 public companies in the U.S.
It's crazy.
Only 3,700.
Yeah.
There are a few. There's a few million, private companies. I forgot what the number is, like 30 million. But there's so many other things that are investable assets
Yeah.
that you can't currently, because there's not really.
There's no mechanism.
There's no mechanism, and there's no way to list it.
Yep.
The potential's there with ledger and blockchain technology. The potential's there now to digitize a ton more stuff. I mean, I know I'm just playing with some of the challenges, but to tokenize and digitize and to create intelligent risk-taking, which means that people, fractional investments where you can risk a little to make a lot, or you can risk a little to diversify rather than having to risk a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what drives me crazy now is when you'll see something like, I got a call from my bank the other day, and I have this banker that looks for, they'll call when they show you investments.
Yeah.
This guy sent me something. He said, the minimum in this investment is $5 million. It's a true story. He said $5 million. And I'm like, why would I ever do that? Like, in what universe
Right.
would I put $5 million into
Well, it's
something I
good
don't?
for them.
Well, I understand, but I'm like, in what universe in 2025 would you do that unless either it's something you're building yourself?
Right.
But I like the concept of trade small, trade often. Just move the stuff around. That world is, that universe is over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Liquidity expansion. Turn illiquid assets, real estate, private credit, collectibles into tradable tokens. We're just
That's
talking
an
about
extension,
this.
but- and
Enabling
this
faster rotation.
This is happening right now.
It's an extension of.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is happening right now, where there are companies out there that are doing this with real estate. I don't know about collectibles, but real estate for sure. Probably private credit and allowing
Private
retail.
credit makes, private credit insurance, like right now, these insurance companies might be getting a 40% return on hurricane insurance in Florida or California, fire insurance, whatever it is. I mean, the premiums are ridiculous. I'll write that policy.
The
like
premiums are
for
ridiculous 'cause
20%.
You don't
or-
have a choice. The supply is limited.
I understand that.
So if this went out to the public and the public could say, look, I'll do it for 20 or 25 or whatever.
I'll do it for 14%. You're just playing the odds. Like I'll write 1 year insurance in, Malibu right now, and I'll do it for 14%.
Be careful, somebody from Malibu might call you.
But the reason you'll do it is not because you know what's going to happen, or not because you know that 40% is obvious. It's because they charge 40% because they have concentrated risk. If you can go out and say, hey, you know what? I'll do $10,000, just as an example. And if your portfolio is X, $10,000 is an insignificant number. Or you'll do $100 if your portfolio is smaller. At that point, it doesn't matter. You're just playing a straight. No, you're so diversified.
But if somebody could create a big enough set of cities, towns, countries, states, whatever it is, where you could sell it to, then you're diversified. I mean, if you just go into Malibu,
but
you're
it's
not.
simple to do. This is not complex. I mean, yeah, you don't need to write, fire insurance or flood insurance for Omaha, Nebraska. But, all I'm saying is there are different places where the market could be so much more efficient if more people could participate with tradable tokens. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, but
Agreed.
you have the barrier.
100%.
We're talking about barriers to entry, and the barrier there is going to be the insurance industry is going to say they're going to lobby against it. So then it becomes a political thing to say, are we going to allow this to happen or not? So it's not as simple as just saying somebody putting together a business plan and saying, I'm going to go tokenize this.
Technology always
It will.
wins. It takes time, but technology always wins.
Yeah.
That's what happened in sports betting. That's what's happened everywhere else. Technology will always win.
It could take a long
Yeah.
time.
That's what that's why digitization exists.
Yeah.
Is because technology wins.
24/7 trading. Continuous markets remove session gaps so you can scale or hedge risk whenever conditions line up.
Awesome, and 24/7 trading exists in some ways right now, but the problem, going back to the liquidity side, outside of primary markets tend to get less liquid. They become illiquid. So even during the day, you could have just take, S&P's futures, for example, ES or SPX, you could trade that 24/7 or 24/5.
24/5.
24/5. That, you have the opportunity to trade it, but do you? I mean, do you really want to trade on those markets? So it needs to improve. It's there. The foundation's there. Hopefully it gets significantly better in the coming years.
I think that, like Scott just said, 24/5 trading's here.
Yeah.
24/7 trading's already here in like crypto, for example. So in the digital world, they've already gone 24/7. In the spot forex world, it's almost 24/7. In some of the stock worlds around the country, around the world, where they have OTC markets, they already do 24/7 trading because anybody can make a market. This is inevitable. AI just will speed the process up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart contract automation. Auto settlement and digital distributions cut operational risk and shrink latency between signal and P&L.
And this to me is the big one. The opportunity for things to settle instantaneously, which crypto, that it does. If you've been trading long enough, stocks were 5 days, then they went to 3 days, then they went to 1 day. Options are T+1, they're 1 day. There's no reason that all of this shouldn't be instantaneous.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should not. This, to me, this is a big one. And if somebody says why, what's the difference? But the big one, most people would never encounter this, but counterparty risk, meaning the trade, does it settle based off of the two parties coming together? It does happen, fortunately, not frequently. That's gone.
Yep.
The whole concept of counterparty risk, like Scott said, is eliminated
Yeah.
with smart contract automation. I'm going to take you back a little story back to 1987. And when we had the crash in October of 1987, none of us who were trading on the floor knew if any of the trades that we were making that day were going to clear, and none of us knew if and when they cleared, if the clearing firm was going to be in business, because we had no idea how much counterparty risk we had. I mean, there's stories, you read years later, Schwab was $75,000 under, I forgot the exact number, 75,000 or 75 million underwater. Schwab, as a firm, underwater on the day of the crash. I mean, it's amazing to think that there were other firms of that size that were underwater. I mean, meaning that they were bankrupt if they, if trades didn't settle, whatever. We were worried about Continental Bank, where most of the clearing firms held their money, because we had no idea if the firms that were counterparty to the trades were going to be able to eventually settle the trades multiple days later. It was scary. That should never happen anymore.
Yep. Scary.
Global market reach. Borderless rails widen reach and provide exposure where traditional pipes don't reach.
I mean, this is a pure example of crypto.
Right.
It's completely borderless. Mm-hmm. There are structural issues with if you talk about traditional markets, stock market, options market, there are structural issues that I think would be some pretty big hurdles to get over. But you can see how well it works for crypto. And again, Tom's point that technology wins. This is the direction that we are going.
We are going to borderless rails and
Yep.
borderless payment rails. Yeah,
Yep.
no question about it.
On-chain transparency. Immutable ledgers clarify ownership and flows, reducing counterparty uncertainty so you can size bolder positions.
Again, I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything with transparency that increases transparency has to be helpful.
Yeah. And that was our show for Unleashed.
A lot of stuff in there, but it's really good.
Yeah, it is. So on Bad Dog, we're going to change it up today again. And we have a few thoughts or sentiments that we're going to
Every time I see Bad Dog, I think
talk
of
about.
Poi Dog Pondering.
Oh boy, you're on bands today, old ones.
Poi
Yes,
Dog
you
Pondering.
are.
Chicago.
I like them.
Poi Dog Pondering, they're good.
Yeah, they were fun.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in
Well, you
decades.
had Bad Dog Pondering here,
But,
so
yeah.
Poi Dog Pondering, I was thinking of.
It sounds like it, yes. So 2-month-old startup raises $475 million at a $4.5 billion valuation. Unconventional AI's founder is from Databricks, and the objective is more energy efficient hardware.
I mean, the story here is just that it's a 2-month-old startup. So in 2 months,
What could you do in 2 months that says that you're worth $4.5 billion? And in fairness, that the founder of this has had 2 hugely successful exits in the last handful of years. So yes, we get betting on the person. But it's not a $450 million valuation. It's a $4.5 billion valuation.
I mean, I've had 2 successful exits. Can you
I
make this
just-
company worth 4.5 billion?
In
When
2
I
months?
read when I
In 2
read
months?
yeah when I read that I'm like and it's the same cast of characters who are putting the money in. I don't know.
I mean, Databricks has.
Good luck.
Databricks is not public yet, but
No.
I think they're filing for an IPO, and they've had an unbelievable. The value of that company's whatever the price they're coming at, who knows? It's been incredible, but 475 million, of which the founder put in 10 million. I read this, and then the rest is like Andreessen Horowitz and
Correct. It's the same cast of characters. Yeah.
Lightspeed. I think I can't remember who the other main anchor partner is, but and the objective is that they're going to build more energy efficient. They're going to build hardware that's more energy efficient.
Correct. So you don't need as much power.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing. Again, I have
they're
no
not
idea.
getting my money.
Yeah, I have no idea, but to
But
me,
$4.5 billion?
I'd rather put money in. Honestly, I'd rather put money in at 10 billion after I know they have something.
correct.
Okay.
Crazy.
Australia launches world's first social media ban for under 16-year-olds. Okay, we're going to go into this, I guess. False sense of security and missed opportunity, or less addiction and protection from harmful content.
What
do you think?
We're going to disagree for sure.
We're definitely going to disagree.
I think it's a great thing, and 16-year-old, up even at 16, brain's not fully developed until I think 25. They can't handle it. It's destroying so many. Social media is just destroying so many lives. I'm totally good with
Young
this.
lives.
And I
Agreed.
know it's going to be the exact opposite. Let people do what they want to do.
Right.
And if you lose a couple kids here and there, it's the cost of the business doing business.
Tom?
Australia is the first country to do this.
That's
There are a
right.
lot of people in this country that even the ex-mayor of Chicago, I read Rahm Emanuel saying how great this is, and
Yeah.
but
Here it comes.
I think that this absolutely is a false sense of security. Kids are going to get what they're going to have 1,000 ways around this, and I do believe it is a missed opportunity. I think that
How so?
because we've been talking about it from the start today. You cannot. Nothing positive ever comes from restricting people from doing something.
Okay, let's take it to another extent. Take cigarettes and alcohol. Let them start at any age they want.
I don't think that's the same thing.
Why not?
Yes,
You're
it is.
stopping somebody from doing something. If they want to do it, a 10, 12, 14, 16-year-old kid does not fully understand what they're doing. Their friends are doing it. They think it's
So
cool.
they
it's fun.
shouldn't watch television either then?
No, I'm not saying they shouldn't watch television, but the
I mean,
content on
you want to start to decide what
No.
television they should watch, what books they should read.
Well, listen, I
you
think
know.
it's up to the parents
Well,
to
sure,
make
why
those
not?
decisions. But the problem is, we are proving.
You have to
We're
protect
proving
children
all over the world
at
that
some
this is
point.
failing miserably. So,
Yes.
I mean, you say, how are you judging that?
I could show you reports
That what?
from
No, there are
that-
already studies out there.
That-
the
what?
damage that's being done to kids because they spend
Because
on
no
average
damage
about
was-
8 hours a day on their phone and social media. I'm not saying that the world that
There
we
was damage being done to kids forever.
Okay, but then again, if your answer is to let the marketplace just do what the marketplace wants to do, which means let anybody do whatever they want to do, assuming that they're not hurting somebody else. Let's go back to cigarettes and alcohol. Why stop it? Let a 5-year-old. If you saw a 5-year-old
There's-
smoking a cigarette, would you think that that was wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a difference between a ban for everybody under 16 and putting up some guardrails. There's a huge
But the
difference.
What are
problem
the
is
guardrails?
what
The
guardrails?
guardrails-
The guardrails if either comes from the parent or which isn't going to work, or the companies. The companies don't care.
You're-
Companies are.
I-
We're
I-
the product. The kids are the
The
product.
companies do not care.
The kids are the product. They're making money off of the kid. The engagement.
Yes.
You're going to see a
Can we do a survey?
well. People,
I'm
it's
sure
easy.
we're doing a
It's
survey,
easier
yes.
to say just ban it. But what you're going to see over time is that Australia is going to fall behind the rest of the world.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Just because of social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
It's your
We'll see.
network.
We'll take a poll.
It's your network into the future. You're going to be stuck with your same little group of your 6 friends, and then you're just going to be one of those little.
You'll have Kenny
Just
Rubenstein
because they didn't have access until they were 16? The
17 in this
opposite.
case, under
Quite
16.
the opposite. I'm sure they're going to be well adapted,
Okay.
amazing
We'll
human
see.
beings.
This will not last. This will be gone in no time.
Okay.
All right. Is AI the new oil? Is the technology that will power the next generation software the next international battlefield?
This is a good one
What do we think?
because I do think that there's a lot of truth to this. That I think in the past we would be, and I mean there are some people living in the past thinking that we've got to take over this country or remove this leader because of fighting for oil and all this kind of stuff. But if you really look at it, the size of the oil marketplace now to the size of the technology marketplace, it's not even close.
Not even close.
And so I would argue that, yeah, this is a really good way, is orange the new green?
But wait a
Or,
minute. When you say battlefield, do you think that countries will go to war over this? Or
No.
you're saying the battlefield is competition?
The battlefield will be
competition to
competition
say
in a
who's leading the charge.
courtroom, in a through different different legislative attacks or arguments, and it will also be on just with very big companies. You have AI companies now that are bigger. The top AI companies are bigger than the largest GDP of virtually every country except the U.S.
Yeah.
So you're talking about these aren't just, this is a different world right now. And these companies are just too big. AI is the new oil. And technology is, the technology that will power all this is the new international battlefield. I think the old
Agreed.
battle it out in the bunker is not, forget that.
So if you want to call and argue with either of us, please call us starting next Monday, 12:15 at 9 a.m.
December
Central
15th,
Time.
not 12.
Yeah,
December.
don't say 12:15,
Yeah.
just say Monday.
December 15th
Why not
on Monday.
12:15?
Because
it
everybody
sounds
thinks
like
it's
it's 12:15 in the afternoon.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
9 a.m. Central
December
Time.
15.
Yeah.
312-448-7032. We will be happy to take your calls. Which is worse, AI-generated content or AI-generated reviews?
Oh, I hate AI-generated reviews.
Yeah, me too.
I
But
hate both.
Yeah. Well,
I've kind of figured out
I really
a lot
don't
of AI
like the
content.
animals
I don't like animals either.
videos because it ruins it for the real ones.
I agree. It makes me wonder it makes me question a lot of the videos I watch on TikTok. But
Please tell me you're not throwing the towel in on the 90-pound woman that can eat the 8-pound burrito. That's real. Please tell me it's real.
are you kidding me?
Okay, good.
We have
I
to
just
go
want to make
see
sure.
that.
I just want to make sure that you're
wanna go
not
see
going to
that
the
in
dark side
person
thinking
to
that's
see if
it.
it's
Molly
real.
Schuyler? No, she's my girl.
Oh,
But no,
That dog just
both of
barked.
these are AI and generative reviews drive me crazy because I kind of feel like there's so many of them. It just drive me crazy.
yeah, me too. Same. We agree.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to our segment, Wow, or Words of Wisdom. And we're going to be talking about honing your negotiation skills, which personally is something that I like this segment or this topic because I've been teaching my daughter how to negotiate with my husband
Oh my
since
God.
she was like 5 years old.
How hard is your husband to deal with?
He can be hard. But no, it's just teaching her to have an argument,
Okay.
to be able to stand up for herself, to negotiate. So
Do
that
you-
it's because, we'll
Do you
see.
have
It's
do
a
we have a rule?
win-win.
We had a rule. I don't know if you had the rule.
But even
could
with me,
pick-
I'm
you
like,
could
Marina,
pick-
negotiate with me.
So our rule was to
instead
our
of
kids,
just-
you could pick, doesn't matter which parent you want to go to, but if you got the answer you didn't want, you couldn't go to the other one.
Correct.
Every parent says that.
Yes.
Oh, you said right?
Well, I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. The most brutal negotiator I've ever met in my entire life is you. And
Thank you.
And you should go in like the Hall of Fame because I once had to go buy a car with Soul because I don't remember all the circumstances, but
Because I wanted, in this world of patriarchy, I wanted a big burly man to go with me. And I was single at the time. So I didn't have a big burly man to go
So
support
she-
me.
so I had
he
to
sat
go.
next to me and he was so miserable.
I was almost going to pay for the car myself just to get out of there because she had me there for like 6 hours. I had 3 meals. I mean, it was the sales guy almost poured
he felt
gasoline
so
on
bad
himself.
for the guy. Yeah, he did.
I went from being on her side to to wanting to buy dinner for the sales guy. I mean, the last $300, whatever she squeezed out of him, I don't know what it was, but I was like, I'll just put up the money. I got to get out of here. I can't do it. I put my credit card on the table. I'm like, I
you
can't be here.
didn't. All right. Well, but it starts with better conflict resolution, right? Because strong know-how and negotiational skills help you resolve disagreements peacefully, which I feel like at the end of the day is what everybody wants, right? A peaceful negotiation.
So my number one with negotiating is I always have in mind where I want to end up. Because I think a lot of people go into it and it's just a fight. And they're like, I'm not
Right.
agreeing, so therefore I'm just going to battle, but they don't know exactly what it is they're trying to get. So to
Right.
me, you have to have a point that you're trying to get to. And then my approach is always to try to take 2 ways to get there and let the other person pick because then they feel that they won something because they got to make a decision.
Right. What do you think, Tom?
Strong know-how is the key to negotiation.
The
Because
key.
when you're negotiating from strength, I mean, first of all, 2 things. Negotiating from strength just means you have the leverage on your side. But strong know-how is strength as well.
That's
so
right.
Negotiating with strong know-how, I couldn't agree more.
You have, well, if you don't know what it is,
It's hard to
forget-
negotiate.
Which is what I'm saying. You need to know where you want to go, and that's the
Right.
know-how. You have to
Right.
know where you
Okay.
want to end up.
So improved communication and relationships. Negotiating, being a good negotiator means you can communicate clearly, you're doing active listening, and you have empathy.
Well,
Because at the end of the day, you want to reach a deal with this person or,
I
company
I assume
or
so,
whoever,
yeah. I mean,
right?
I-
you want a deal.
I
You
think-
want to have a deal.
And I think, unfortunately, just in life, forget even negotiating. Just in life, most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk.
Right.
So if you can become a good listener, first of all, the person's going to give you a ton of information, which is hopefully going to be helpful to you. But if you listen to somebody and the person feels that they're being heard, I think that will go a long way to smoothing out the process, and then it will
100%.
hopefully allow you to get to a better outcome.
Yep. Greater confidence and self-advocacy. This is where I was going. The ability to advocate for your interests is crucial.
Crucial.
Everybody should learn starting at 5 years old. negotiate with the little friend at pre-K who wants to take the toy.
That's exactly
Just
right.
negotiate.
That's right.
So that's what I've been saying to my daughter all along.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, these are kind of common sense.
No, but they're not. I don't know. Anyway. Win-win. Again, problem solving, disagreements as problem. You can see disagreements as problems to solve creatively.
And
Right?
for me, the best outcome to any deal or any negotiation, both sides feel happy.
Exactly.
Both
Win-win.
Sides, that's
Yes.
a win-win. Both sides are happy.
Very good negotiators know what they want, and they make you feel like you're getting what you want.
That's right.
Right.
That's
And-
exactly right. The win-win.
It is the win-win, but I'm just saying, the art of negotiation is really making the other side feel really comfortable.
Feel seen and heard,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Just feel happy
And
with.
happy.
And there's another thing I'll say about the whole negotiation thing. Don't overthink, or, some people negotiate way past the close. It's a very common problem. Like, I'm like, will you shut up already? I already gave you that.
Right.
Like, I mean, you're negotiating.
Are you talking to Saul?
No.
What? No. I'm saying we've already, I said done. Why are you still talking about it?
Right.
Like, it's just done already. I gave it to you. You're done. Let's
Right.
move on.
Right.
Don't negotiate past
No,
the
I
close.
take my win and I run.
Okay?
All right, agreements, ability to reach better opportunities. So you can potentially give up the small wins and focus on the game-changing items.
It's critical.
Yeah, so I'm
It's
just going to talk
critical.
about this one for a second,
Yeah.
because this is something that I think we do really well, and I also think this is something that I've tried to explain to people, like including, my own kids and different people we work with. People will fight for little stupid things that for some reason mean a lot to them, but in the big picture, like if that's how you're negotiating with me, I'll give you those.
Right.
And
And,
then
and the flip side to that is you could use that to your advantage, because if the other person wants some of these things and they don't matter to you, but you could say, I'll give you those if you give me this. And the person's like, okay, cool, because that's really what I wanted, and you wound up getting, and then that
Give
goes
up
back
the
to
small
win-win.
wins. Give them up. Make somebody, you got to give people certain things.
Yes.
And so give them the small wins. And when you're negotiating, it's so critical. You got to give up a few things, and then you kind of know where you're drawing your line, and that's what you fight for.
And this leads very nicely into our software, which again, this is going to be hopefully one of the takeaways from people that
Whoa.
subscribe, that they get the tools, they get some help. We're going to hopefully aid in their ability to negotiate.
Right, because they're going to have the knowledge.
It's more knowledge.
The Lossdog software is a negotiation tool.
So I placed here a picture of the little button that we have there. Or not button, but a little box with a lot of insight into what the opportunity that you're missing is costing you. Right?
Yeah, it's one of the coolest things of the software is what we do is we figure out the lifetime value of what you're leaving on the table, what we call opportunity costs, by not being a skilled negotiator or not really having the know-how or the education, the understanding to know, or just really the know-how of what that job's worth and what you're worth relative
you're
to it.
worth,
Most
especially.
people, this is a very common number here, 2.6 million. Most people, and when you think about when you retire and things like that, or when you should never retire, but when you think about you get older,
It's a different
leaving
story.
2.6 million on the table is a lot of freaking money.
It is.
And it's life changing. And most people do this. So let's be really smart about how we think about our future.
Yeah.
Give up the little stuff, go for the big stuff. This is the big stuff. And it's all built into the technology we're about to release.
That's right. Nice way to wrap up that segment. And we're going to go into market talk, our favorite segment. So take it away.
All right. So SPOO's not a whole lot today. S&P's down $8, 68.47, still within striking distance of all-time highs.
Well, they're lower than they were
They're
yesterday.
down 8 points. Nasdaq's up 24. Gold's up 22 to 42.40. Silver, no bueno, 61.25.
Can we just talk about that for a second? You took me down.
You keep telling me that. I get it. I accept I took you
Don't
down.
you feel bad for yourself?
I do. I feel bad for myself. I don't feel bad for you. You made your own
Yeah.
decision. Okay.
That's right.
Bitcoin up 2,300 to over 93,000. Ethereum up 180 to over 3,300. 10-year up a little bit, and bonds are up 4 ticks. So
Can we talk about the 10-year for 1 second?
Sure.
So we have a Fed number
tomorrow? It's
tomorrow.
a 2-day meeting, going today and tomorrow.
Yeah, but Wednesday,
Yep.
Wednesday, 1 o'clock Central Time, they'll come out tomorrow and they'll decide, we're going to drop it a quarter of a point. That's the most likely outcome. The only thing that would surprise me tomorrow is that they do nothing, because there's no chance they're going half a point. So it's either a quarter of a point or nothing. Those are the two choices. But the 10-year today is actually higher. It's so weird. So basically 4.19.
Yep.
And the 30-year was essentially unchanged, trading just over 115, right about where it was yesterday. This morning it was up 20 ticks. It's only up, 4 ticks here on the close. It's, I don't know, the bond market's not excited. I think it's going to rally tomorrow, but it's not excited.
Bond market?
I think it is.
It doesn't hold the rally?
Does it hold the rally tomorrow?
By the end of the week, does it hold the rally?
Well, first I'd like to see a rally, and then we can decide if it's going to hold it.
I know, but you think there's going to be a
Yeah,
rally.
I think it's going to be a rally.
To where?
I'd like to see him trade up to 116.5 to 117.
Okay. Do you cover your 14 puts?
Yes. No, did I?
No, will you?
Yes.
Okay. And,
Over 116.
And if they break to, whatever, they break to 114, so your puts are, let's say they're on the dance floor.
That'll be your fault again.
Okay. I am not short any puts in the bonds.
You're going to have to write me a check.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. So overall, clearly,
So I'll tell you one thing. I like being short puts in the bonds way more than I like being short
silver.
silver.
Okay. Me too. And I'm not short them.
Yeah.
So that's good. But I think tomorrow, obviously, we'll see what happens when we're doing tomorrow's show. The number will be out, and we'll see, how the markets are reacting.
I think the interesting thing today was that the NASDAQ was weak all morning and closed, up a little bit, and the S&Ps were strong all morning and they closed down a little bit. But the VIX was up today, which doesn't surprise me going into the number tomorrow. But I don't know. I didn't think it was. I felt so dead that I'm not sure.
So I'm gonna call something out here that's interesting because I was short. I sold some Nvidia yesterday,
Okay.
and I sold it. I didn't have a position on, and it was up $3 or something. And I'm like, dream scenario. So I sold some calls. 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. I'm like, okay, well, this isn't good. And it sold off to, I think it closed up 2, bless you. I think it
Bless
closed up 2. So I covered some of the calls, and I'm like, I should probably cover more. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to leave it. I'm fine being short. Some out of the money calls, and they're not in the money. Some out of the money calls. And then we saw, as we were doing the show yesterday, everything screamed into the close, but I didn't know why. Then I go out and I look. Nvidia was up $5 overnight.
Traded 189.5. I
you
sold
sold
some at about 7 o'clock last night.
Braggart.
Well, I was sitting there and no.
It did.
Another trader wrote to me and he goes, "Are you watching Nvidia?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not looking."
Okay, so here, and listen, I'm thrilled because I covered them today. They were down, and I took the position off. But this is, I think, a little bit of the craziest of the market. And going back to outliers and saying, was it an outlier move or was it not? And then the news that I read, whether this is why it moved or not, I don't know, because it wouldn't really make sense to me because it was up 5 and now it closed down 58 cents. It was actually down $1.50, I think, at one point. Was that the Trump administration is going to allow Nvidia to sell. It's the Blackwell was the one
Well, that
chip.
was the news last night.
The news, but
Yeah.
it's the next chip. It was the chip above that.
Yeah, it's by the it's by the rumor, sell the news.
Okay, so that news obviously leaked when the stock was up during the day and then came down and then obviously came out. But why is the stock not up? I'm happy it's not, but if that's really going through and it's going to be great.
Do you really have to ask why? Nobody knows anything. Okay, let's not overthink
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad I got out of Nvidia. I got other things to worry about.
I think there's a certain choppiness to today's market, which is kind of typical of what you see before a big Fed number, and it's also probably what you're going to see all day tomorrow
Leading
until
up
the
to it.
Fed number.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like, it's going to be choppy, pulling teeth, all that kind of stuff.
So you think bonds are going to be higher? What do you think the market's going to do? On a quarter point, assuming it's a quarter point, you think the market's higher, lower, unchanged?
I'm a contrarian. We're 1% off all-time highs. I'm short the market. So I'm short the market here, long bonds.
I'm going to agree with you. That means we're dead.
We're dead.
We're dead. That means
Yeah.
the market's going to be higher on the number of bonds. Or
Yeah.
lower.
I mean, we're short. Short S&P is a little higher. Short NASDAQ a little lower.
Yeah.
And in individual stocks, I'm a little short Google, but not much. And I covered NVIDIA. I covered some Reddit today. So it was
Reddit, talk about an illiquid stock. I know we talked about that.
Really hard to trade.
I got a very small position. Reddit.
Really hard to trade.
It is impossible. It's like trading by appointment only.
Yeah. Reddit is, Reddit's a brutal stock to trade.
Brutal.
Yeah, and there's been a bunch of other things we can talk about, more tomorrow. But I didn't see anything else today that was kind of crazy on market front.
No, agreed. All right.
Yeah, we trade a lot, but not nothing crazy. There wasn't much to do.
All right. There we go. Thank you for watching. Happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes,
And
stay warm.
hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, same time tomorrow. And then remember, once again, we keep saying it, but starting on Monday, we will be live taking phone calls too. So please get your phone calls ready starting at 9 a.m. Central Time.
By the way, I just saw the team just posted it that 97% chance of a quarter point cut tomorrow.
I think it's,
Yep.
it's a given.
Yep, I agree.
So again,
It's
what do you
kind of
do?
expected.
Buy the rumor?
Well,
Sell.
last time they cut a quarter point, initially the bonds went up and then they got killed. So this time,
They're
I
going to
think
get killed and they're going to rally.
they're going to maybe get down a little bit and then they're going to rally.
There you have it. All right.
We
Happy
shall
Tuesday.
see. Happy
Thank you.
Tuesday. Bye.